All right, high yield dividend funds, specifically from YieldMax. Right now, I just have two of them. I'm taking it nice and slow in a tax sheltered Roth IRA, and I'm just reinvesting the dividends. This is a pie chart of what I have so far. About $2,900. I got about 12% in YMAX, which is a weekly payer, and about $2,500 in MSTY or MSTY. So you can see the breakdown: about 88% MSTY and 12% in YMAX. This is as of June 21st, 2025. And these two funds combined so far are up 14.65%. And in this Fidelity portfolio account, this Roth IRA, you can see June 20th, this is what happened that day. MSTY was up 9 cents, YMAX up 3 cents. But with that amount of $2,500 or so, about 123 shares of MSTY and the $350 or so of YMAX, about 26 shares there. And total dollar gain for Friday, June 20th, you can see my MSTY position was up about $11, YMAX not even up $1. And if we take a look at my MSTY position, a little bit more detail, you can see 123 shares, an average cost of $17.63. This position's up about 17% since I owned it. Again, I'm reinvesting the distributions back into MSTY, and MSTY finished out the day at $20.64. As far as YMAX, it's a newer position for me. I opened it at the beginning of June. You can see an average cost of $13.43. There's that 26 shares right there. Finished at $13.38. And right now, I believe it's ex-dividend over the weekend. I'm down $1.27 or less than 1%. And now even a little bit closer look, a more detailed view of these two funds in my Roth IRA. You can see the total gain or loss of these two funds, $371 or about 14.65%. Of course, MSTY's leading the way, up 17%. And again, the small position in YMAX I just started, it's down 0.36%. Again, just going over the quantity of shares, 123 and 26 shares, and you can see the average cost at $17.63 and $13.43 respectively. I want to add some more. I don't know. I'm thinking ULTY. It seemed to have stabilized as cheap. I'm not talking about chunk buying. I'm just talking about, $50 or $100 just to get it started, just to track it and kind of go from there and increase those shares over time. Again, this is a Roth IRA. I can't withdraw until I'm 59 and a half. So I got a good 5.5, 6 years to go. I'm doing a slow play on these to see how it goes in the short term and hopefully a longer term. But if we look at ULTY here, I'm looking at it on the stock analysis website. You can see it finished at $6.20. But I'm looking here during this Liberation Day thing. It's been kind of steady and kind of just creeping up and holding its own. It's cheap, $6.20, that $6 range. I know it's only paying 8 to 10 cents per week. But if it could stabilize, it could be a good short-term play and hopefully a long-term play. Again, I'm not going to put thousands of dollars into it, but I'm thinking, maybe a couple hundred just to track it and kind of go from there. So I think this coming next business week, I'll pick up a few shares of ULTY and let it ride for a while. And if you're new to this channel, new to watching Scott's PC, well, I started doing this in May of 2024. So I'm just a little bit over a year. I had a brokerage account, used margin. You can see my distributions in 2024, about $5,000. And I continued that all the way up till about Liberation Day before I cashed out my brokerage account and decided that it was too risky in today's climate, at least for me, to have all that money plus a whole bunch of margin. So that's when I decided to just start over nice and slowly in a Roth IRA. And you can see in April, the dividends have dramatically dropped. $88 in April, $181 in May. So far, $135 in June. But it is what it is, and you live and learn. So I am starting this off more slowly, more deliberately, and just putting money in on a weekly basis, something that I can afford to lose or I'm not really going to have a great concern about until it's time to retire and cash out, which won't be years from now. But anyway, so far in 2025, about $5,000 in dividends, but you can see it's backing way off since I started this Roth IRA. I don't know how it's going to play out. I could liquidate these yield max funds, keep that cash in the Roth IRA. Who knows what's going to happen? Can't predict the future. But again, I'm going to slowly grow it, reinvest the dividends from these funds and the upcoming funds I'm going to buy. It's going to lower my average cost. So again, the big part of this too is no taxes on these things, on the distributions. And so that's how I'm going to run this Roth IRA. It's a slow play. I never asked this of anybody that's watched my videos. I'm going to ask it one time right now. Please join along with me if you're in the same situation. I'm in my early mid 50s and I'm just trying to play with a few dollars here to see if I can generate some dividend income when the time comes. Subscribe if you want to, or don't subscribe. Unsubscribe if you've subscribed before and you think this is boring. It's all good. This is therapeutic for me. Folks, I want to thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. But you know what? Before I go, take a look at Bitcoin. Right now, it's, California time, June 21st, about 9 a.m. Bitcoin's at 103,600. You know, Misty's in the $20 range. This thing goes down up below 100,000. You know, we're looking at $18, $19 for Misty, plus the dividends coming up pretty soon. Again, who knows, right? I do know that institutions, governments are adapting to Bitcoin. I don't know how volatile it's going to be. It might even be less volatile. The IB is not as strong as it used to be, so we'll see. Literally, if MSTY is going to pump to $25, this thing's going to have to go to 120 or somewhere around there. So I'm always looking at Bitcoin in relation to strategy, aka MicroStrategy, in relation to MSTY, since it is the biggest holding, I know, in my Roth IRA of about $2,500. Just something to think about. Keep your eye on Bitcoin if you're a big Misty fan, which correlates with strategy. Usually, who knows, that could deviate from that. But anyway, I'm just your typical retail investor trying to throw a few dollars in there to make some extra income when the time is right. I'm doing this in a tax-sheltered Roth IRA. Again, appreciate it.